right now. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if we're dealing with city pass book holders, or if you happen to have a little document provider, you still have to come to the ticket.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. You guys are all set. Thanks for your brief.
Isn't that the same woman that sold them to her? Where do you want to decide where you want to go? Huh? I don't know. Why do they have both of them?
From here, learn a little bit about the history of the area as we go. We'll make a turnaround about 20 minutes or so, and head back kind of the way we came, but a little bit further out, so you get a really nice panoramic view of the skyline. And then we get to end the tour at Southern Bay, where a big industry happens, and the container ships and all that really interesting stuff. So to start off the official tour here, we just pulled out of Pier 55. That's been home to Argosy since 1949. It was originally founded by Captain Lynn Campbell as the Spring Street water taxi, and slowly evolved into Argosy cruises, primarily with the harbor tour that you folks are on today, starting all the way back in 1950. So we've done this a few times, so we're probably not going to get lost. And I like to think we definitely know what we're doing at this point. So, to start off the sightseeing part of the tour, off to right hand side we're passing by the Seattle Great Wheel. As you can see, it's a very large Ferris wheel type looking thing, although technically it's an observation wheel. This was about 4 years ago. It was the tallest on the West Coast when it was built. It stands at 175 feet tall, which is especially exciting if you ride the VIP car, which is the all-black one that I saw just going towards the back of the wheel at the moment. What's really special about that one is it has a glass floor, so you get to look right down through your feet 175 feet or more, because the tide changes all the time here, so sometimes the water level is a lot lower than when you're measured at 175 feet. Neighbors to the Great Wheel is another really great attraction, the Seattle Aquarium, Pier 59. Now our aquarium is different than SeaWorld. You don't have dolphins flying or jumping through hoops or anything, but they do still showcase all of our local sea life and wildlife in the form of sea and river otters, harbor seals, giant Pacific octopus, the list goes on and on. It's also, of course, a very family-friendly, kid-friendly facility. You even have touch tanks, so you get to feel sea stars and sea anemones and things like that. So you get a really interactive experience at the aquarium, and if you're on the city pass, that's one of your options. So I have to guess that a lot of you are going to end up there if you haven't already. Now the Pike Place Market is visible from here as well. It's just up behind these elevated roadways and our apartment buildings. A big collection of light yellow buildings and a lot of light green shrimp. Our view is exactly all that spectacular of the market. Of course, it's best to go and experience it yourself on foot. But when you do, just know that it was opened all the way back in 1907, and even though it's one of our biggest tourist attractions today, it originally started as just a way for locals to shop without having to spend as much money as they were. Back during that time, there were people that we kind of call just the middlemen that were buying up a lot of the produce, selling it back to the public for really high prices, more higher than they should have really been acceptable. And so the public banded together and invited the farmers to sell their goods directly to the public, right out of carts on the street where the market is today. They did just recently open a brand new expansion area as well, so the market is still growing, showcasing a lot of local produce. There's 4 industries run fish markets, a lot of art, beautiful flower bouquets, you name it, you could probably find it at the market. But the great thing about Pike Place Market compared to other types of farmers markets throughout the country is it is still locally ran, which means that everyone working in the market still benefits quite a bit from those arrangements, and it still operates under the Meet the Producers philosophy. So still when you're shopping there for much more than produce, you're meeting with people working really closely with the things that you're buying, which is a kind of rare shopping experience. We have a fabulous view of the Crystal Serenity here to our right-hand side, and it's covering up our big cruise ship terminal. So obviously behind there is the actual dock and building where you check in to go and get on your Alaskan cruise. And the pier itself was specifically built for cruise ships back in 1996. And we kind of say that it was built on the Field of Dreams philosophy. If you build it, they will come. So we built it in 1996, but it took 4 years for the first cruise ship to start doing regular trips out of Seattle. And that was the plan in the first place. It really wanted to cultivate this industry for Seattle in hopes of bolstering the economy, and that has worked out quite a bit. So much so we had to build a second terminal further along the waterfront that we'll see shortly. But before we get there, we're passing by one of my favorite piers to talk about, the Edgewater Hotel, the yellow and gray building with the big red eagle on top. And the Edgewater was built back in 1962, the same year that we hosted a World's Fair here in Seattle, the Century 21 Exposition. And the Edgewater was hoping to open right before the fair started. We had lots and lots of people stay in the hotel throughout the fair. Unfortunately, they were building a brand new style of pier, and weren't quite very skilled at it just yet. So they ended up not being able to open the hotel until about 2 weeks after the 6-month-long fair was finished. So they didn't have that big influx of guests that they originally planned on. So they started allowing people to fish right out of their windows in the hotel. It became a really popular practice. Everybody was really enjoying it. Even the Beatles, when they stayed there during the 1964 North American tour, they fished out of their hotel room. There's a photo in like magazines of them doing just that. And in fact, the Edgewater was the only hotel in Seattle that allowed the Beatles to stay there. Everyone else turned them down because of Beatlemania and how crazy it was. little bit too hazardous for all of the other traffic. So now it's more synchronized and planned out. That's kind of just a fun little piece of maritime history. So we do have time to head into the Eastern Waterway here. Again, Harbor Island still to our right. Those tall ships that are loading them with all sorts of different ships, synthesizing the barrels, the boxes, and all them by hand by one ton. Over in the high, a little bit more efficient. And one Scotsman looked at how there could that be a better way. He actually had his own trucking business and thought, why don't we just take the back of this truck and put it onto a ship? That seems a little bit easier. So that's kind of where the idea for these intermodal shipping containers came from. One more time in case when you're further out and you missed it. It's about directly to our right now. Again, it's kind of a concrete white building, has a wider shape. But the spot that you're probably not going to be allowed into is that pyramid itself. That is a single-family home, loft style apartment where a family of 4 currently reside. And we've been told that that glass globe on top is kind of an observatory area. So they can go all the way up there and actually watch the games down in CenturyLink Field.
Areas you're disembarking, do make yourself available for any questions or comments that you might have, or if there was anything, some gratuities or tips if you're so inclined and you'd like to give her a token of your appreciation as you're disembarking, certainly allowable. And Speedfoot Ferry depart just a moment ago, and
$15 or 2 for $20. And if you have a city pass, then you are in luck because there is a buy one get one free coupon that